From public security to economic development, we'll tell you what progress has been made the past year and what's in store for the future of the city of Binghamton. And results of the Harpersville Central School Board votes. Action News at 11 starts right now. New tonight, New York State Police are looking for a man they say robbed a town of Shenango convenience store at gunpoint. State Police say it happened just before 9 o'clock at the Extra Mart, located at 1899 State Route 12 in Shenango Bridge. State Police say they're looking for a white male between 20 and 30 years old who's believed to have flashed a black handgun and made off with an unknown amount of money. They say he was last seen wearing a gray and white striped hoodie, blue jeans, wearing gloves and glasses, and running southbound on State Route 12. State Police in Binghamton are asking you to call them if you have any information. You see the number right there on your screen, 775-1241. The 50th mayor of Binghamton stood before his community tonight, outlining the successes and failures of his first year in office and promising a clear direction for the coming year. Our Caroline Goggin attended Mayor Rich David's State of the City address tonight and gives us a look at what residents should expect for 2015.
The state of our city is strong, and it is getting stronger every day.
Binghamton is back in the game. That was Mayor Rich David's message to the community as he promised a year ahead of ambitious change.
I understand that our infrastructure needs work, and I understand that the mayor has a lot of ambitious plans, and I think that's great. Ambition is great. It needs to be tempered with balance, and we need to be responsible.
One responsibility, to fix the aging infrastructure of the city.
It has been neglected for so many years. That's one of the primary reasons we have to do so much now.
$8 million will be invested this year in street water and sewer improvements. And 13.5 miles of city streets will be worked on, including the continued construction of Riverside Drive and Front Street.
We're always looking to change for the better.
And that change will come to the Binghamton Police Department this year in the form of 7 new police officer positions and 34 new body cameras.
Let's face it, they're going to be recorded anyway. And why not record the whole thing instead of bits and pieces when you see a police officer maybe striking somebody that was justified, but you don't see the first part of that.
Another significant change, the big-time tech company Macintosh working to expand in the city.
So to have a company that's already based in Binghamton that has operations on the West Coast make the decision that they want to bring their operations and those high-paying jobs to the city of Binghamton in a massive multi-million-dollar expansion project, that is very, very significant for the city of Binghamton.
Joined by Caroline Goggin, who was at tonight's State of the City address. So, Caroline, obviously we're talking about some of the successes from 2014. Talk a little bit about some of the failures that he mentioned as well.
Well, the biggest failure that David stressed was obviously the finances. He really focused on the idea that Binghamton is the king of property taxes in the southern tier, and that in order to encourage future business and development in this area, the city will really need to work to lower those taxes. All
right, so we're talking about the past. Now let's look toward the future. What were some of the opportunities that he discussed tonight?
Well, the mayor once again highlighted the competition among the 7 regions in upstate New York. And as we've talked about before, based on the plans that these regions submit, 3 could be awarded $500 million. And Mayor David said this competition is the city's one last chance, and it's where the economic comeback begins.
So we lay out the direction of the city for the coming year. Let's see if we can get it achieved.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Caroline.
Thanks.
Well, hundreds of concerned parents confronted the Harpersville School Board tonight, airing their concerns over what they describe as a lack of transparency and being left out of the decision-making process. In fact, the meeting is still going on at this hour, more than 4 hours after it began. Our Josh Martin is just back from that meeting, and he has more on what happened. Josh.
Dave, you could feel the tension in the room as disgruntled parents and community members waited patiently to vent their concerns to Superintendent Kathy Wood and the school board. Before them tonight, a decision on whether to reassign elementary school principal Josh Quick and let go of elementary school assistant principal Lori Bowman. If you recall, these concerns all stem from a letter they sent out to parents last month that gave the impression that these personnel decisions had already been made without public input. And the parents say their goal hasn't changed. They just want to be kept in the loop.
The lack of transparency between the parents and the board members, the community in general, and the lack of transparency, basically.
Many of the speakers tonight asked the board directly why the community has not been involved in this decision and why the 2 administrators are being let go, to which they received no direct answer. I had to leave the meeting early tonight because of our deadline, but sources tell me now the proceedings, which began at 7 o'clock this evening, just ended moments ago. Sources say that the school board decided to let go of Lori Bowman and reassign Josh Quick. For more on this story, be sure to visit our website, wbng.com.
All right, Josh, thanks very much. In January, Governor Andrew Cuomo laid out his education reform budget for 2015. Since then, the reform has faced a lot of criticism from both educators and politicians. Nearly 200 people attended a forum on the state of education at Sherburne-Earlville School this evening. One of the biggest concerns discussed was the gap elimination adjustment, which lowers the amount of state aid issued to public schools based on factors like growth, need, and performance. State Senator James Seward has been against it since it was instituted. In 2009, the GEA was $2.6 billion, and now it stands at just $1.3 billion.
That's the amount that I'd like to restore this year in terms of getting rid of the gap elimination adjustment. Then let's concentrate on an equitable distribution of our state aid dollars. That's the best thing we can do for our students.
Seward went on to say he hopes to have the adjusted education budget adopted by April 1st. Well, fighting to feed our future with healthy and nutritious meals. That's why one U.S. Senator stopped by Binghamton High School just in time for lunch this evening. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand says she'll protect soon expiring healthy food standards and programs for schools in Congress this session. She says she'll push to expand purchases from local farmers, as well as preserve fresh fruit and vegetable requirements and more. But Gillibrand says she foresees challenges in the upcoming debate in Congress.
You would be surprised how backwards Washington can be, that some will advocate it's too hard to provide a nutritious lunch. I guarantee you it's not too hard.
Now on Monday, Gillibrand also introduced a new piece of legislation called the Summer Meals Act. She says this will give more children better access to healthy food all throughout the summer. Officials are expecting thousands of people to line the streets of downtown Binghamton on Parade Day. City workers are already busy making sure the roads and sidewalks will be ready for the occasion. On Friday, the Department of Public Works began the task of removing heaps of snow from the roadsides. It says clearing the mounds along the 1-mile parade route will take a total of 2 days to complete. But with 12 days to go before Parade Day, they have to prepare for the possibility of more snow between now and then.
Well, we expect a nice crowd. The weather, it's very weather sensitive, of course, and we want it to be as safe as possible for the participants of the parade and also people watching the parade.
Kelly says the city has always done an excellent job conditioning the streets for the festivities, and he's confident this year will be no different.
The heart of the coldest air in the country, right over top of us. We're 5 degrees below Binghamton at this, or below Binghamton, 5 degrees below zero in Binghamton, 2 in Detroit, 4 in Chicago. It's 8 below up in Montreal. Look, we do have still have a wind chill advisory in effect for most counties. Yeah, but we have a wind chill warning in effect for Shenango, Otsego, Delaware. Wind chills there could be 20 to 25, possibly 30 degrees below zero. Quiet night, though, on the Marabito Live weather cam up in Castle Creek. We have clear skies there. And how cold is it going to get tonight? Well, I'll talk about that coming up.
All right, Howard, thanks. So to come here on Action News, after a threat from a group that's linked to Al-Qaeda, we'll take a look at how malls across the country are beefing up their security. On Action News at 11 returns.